new video. This time we're going to break down the actors categories. If you want to see a highlight that highlights best actor, go to our last video because we really highlighted that with the upset of Anthony Hopkins winning. So we're not going to really go over that much in this video. Let's focus on best actress in the leading role. We'll start big and then we'll go small.
Gotcha.
Frances McDormand won. She won in maybe one of the most stacked categories I've seen in years, where almost anyone could have won. Viola Davis could have won for Ma Rainey. Andra Day, I haven't seen The United States versus Billie Holiday, but I heard she was fantastic in it. Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman is spectacular. And I've heard nothing but great things about Carey Mulligan, A Promising Young Woman, and that she is worthy of a win. Nick,
Right.
were you surprised by this one at all? Was you expecting it? And
The best actress race has definitely been the most interesting thing to watch about this award ceremony, because there's honestly has not been a consistent winner. Day took it home at the Golden Globes. Mulligan at the Spirit Awards, McDormand at the BAFTAs. Like there's been I know Davis won at one point. There has not been a consistent winner, which I think made this final round so interesting. Me personally, I think Carey Mulligan really deserved it. McDormand is awesome. I mean, she's Frances McDormand, and I think her as Fern was a great performance and very different from what she usually does. But Promising Young Woman, which is already a fantastic movie, so much of it is centered on Mulligan's protagonist and how much she's able to convey. She's a complete chameleon of a character. Mulligan portrays it just so well. I haven't seen United States or Pieces of a Woman, but I did see Ma Rainey, and I think for me personally, Mulligan outacted McDormand and Davis. I don't know by how much, but I would say she was the deserving winner. Her character goes through so much, and she embodies so much of the character's pain and brilliance, and it's such a crazy performance. So to see Frances McDormand get it, I was kind of okay, not to say that this wasn't unexpected, but I would have much preferred them pulled the other way.
Yeah. I know for me, because I haven't seen Promising Young Woman, Frances McDormand, I think, was the clear winner for me.
Yeah.
And I'll explain why. For one thing, she does so much with so little. A lot of this is just silence and watching her in silent emotion. You know what I mean? A lot of the key scenes are just seeing her experience life. The way she moves as a character, when she gets lost in that the maze of rocks, essentially. I can't remember what the national park is that she goes to that she gets lost in, but it's the way that she's running, right? There's the little excitement and joy to her step. And, someone could just walk like a regular person and that scene wouldn't work. And if that scene doesn't work, the whole story arc of the film does not work. Because if you don't see that joy that she gets in little things, you don't fully understand the concept of humanity and the beauty of the life that these people live despite the struggles they endure. And scenes like that really encapsulate it. And it's really the attention to detail as the actress that she has that I think carries this film and allows it to go to the heights thematically that otherwise it couldn't. And it's such a beautiful performance, and it's never hitting you over the top. She always goes the subtle route, but it is always able to communicate everything through slight emotions in the face of the way that she delivers dialogue and interacts with characters, whether it's the happiness with her friend who drives away at the end, all that sort of stuff. It's a really beautiful performance. So maybe Carey Mulligan was better. I can't say because I haven't seen the film, but I do want to commend Frances McDormand because I was blown away by Nobody.
Yeah, and
it gets better every day.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to come off as disparaging performance, because I do even though I just said I think Mulligan outacted her, McDormand still gave an incredible performance. And that one scene where she's trying to fix her car, that right there, that was just amazing. And that touches on that scene encapsulates so much of what you're saying. And Um, yeah, I mean, again, it was one of those cases where it was just so close and everyone was deserving. And I had my favorite, you had yours, and you can't get too mad about the winner because it was such a crazy category this year. Unbelievable.
And that's the beauty, man. If everyone could talk about films and
Right.
disagreements like that, and just
Mhm.
like acknowledging that there's differences in what we think, and that's the beauty of these award shows, right? That's the
Mhm.
beauty of it, that we can
Right.
talk about that and say why we, because that's what the Oscars are. We got to talk about why we love what we love.
Right.
Like that's what makes it so much fun.
Mhm.
And we'll get to the next category, which is actress in a supporting role. I didn't think this was even close, given I didn't see The Father. So Olivia Colman may have been fantastic in The Father. This is a common theme. We haven't seen it. But Yo Jung Young, I forgive me if I'm mispronouncing her name, but it wasn't close, right?
Not by a like yeah, no. I was trying to figure out the analogy, but I can't figure out the last comparison. But no, this was her award to take home, and this was the one. This one and best original screenplay. These were the two awards I was generally like, this person better win, or I'm gonna lose my mind. And she took it home. I haven't seen Borat, nor Hillbilly, nor Father, but she was just so good as Sunja, the grandmother. I think like it was such a charming, like that's what a supporting performance is. It's like that one character that is just like blows up on the scene. Like they're not the main focus, but they're always there, always crazy, always involved in doing, always so vibrant. Heath Ledger did the same, just a completely different character all the way back in The Dark Knight, and she did it all the way here. I thought Seyfried was charming as Marion Davis from Mank. You could probably speak on Bakalova and Close because you saw those, but this was Yeon Yoo Jung's award to take home. Anything else, I would have been like legitimately just like upset with.
Yeah, yeah. I think the only one is Olivia Colman. I've heard is really good from people. My parents saw The Father, and they were big fans of her performance, and were kind of teetering back and forth between that and Yo Jung Young. But I, it's just for me, it wasn't even close. She shines so bright in that movie, and she really every scene she's in. I mean, the little kid too, man. I would have nominated the little kid ahead of Glenn Close. No, Glenn Close is a spectacular actress in a horrendous film, in my opinion.
That film should have gotten nowhere, gotten no attention, but it did.
Yeah, I guess the 25 to 30% of the people who saw it that loved it really, really loved it and got her that nomination, because I just didn't see it at all. I didn't think it was a good performance. I didn't think she was given the character that had the range in the script that could really work well. Um, and Amanda Seyfried, she was, like you said, she was charming in the parts that she was in, but she didn't leave you with an impact on the film. And I think part of that is just Mank in and of itself is just kind of it was a pretty good film. You know what I mean? And I think that for her cause. Maria Bakalova, I don't know. I've seen Borat, the new
Yeah,
Borat film, and it's all right. It kind of goes on the old tropes, but her whole storyline is pretty fantastic. And I think
yeah.
she does a really great job. She deserves a nomination, but she's just not quite at the level of a win. And I think that's more because the movie wasn't good enough than anything
Yeah,
else.
I think it also just stands out as like in my head the only comparison is when Melissa McCarthy was nominated for Bridesmaids. It was just like a comedy actress from a very off-kilter comedy with all these like crazy dramas. It's I will say I'm happy that like for her basically her film debut, like she got an Academy Award nomination, like only so few can claim that.
Dude, it's awesome. And she's getting roles left and right now. I think
Right.
she's in a new Judd Apatow film.
Yep.
Like, that's amazing that it's a launch pad for her career, but you can see she's a very talented actress in that
Yeah.
film. So I'm excited to see her in more stuff.
Mhm.
But we've got hit in the two main categories that we're going to hit, except there's also actor in a supporting role. And spoiler alert, Daniel Kaluuya won. Surprise! Absolutely no one. He beat out Sacha Baron Cohen, Leslie Odom Jr., Paul Raci, and Lakeith Stanfield. I'm going to go first because I'm on that Sound of Metal train till the day I die. And Paul Raci, to me, was just like slightly better than Daniel Kaluuya and slightly better than Leslie Odom Jr.
Gotcha.
I really think Paul Raci's performance is spectacular. I think Kaluuya's is a little bit more showy. And it's a little bit, he has more screen time in the film.
Yeah.
And I think that plays to his advantage. It's the opposite of Mahershala Ali in Moonlight, who's only in it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And just like kills it. This guy, Daniel Kaluuya had a lot of time to marinate with the audience in the film. And I think he was amazing, but I would have picked Paul Raci. I'm not mad at it. When someone says, "Oh yeah, Daniel Kaluuya, best supporting actor," I'm like, yeah, that seems about right. If I hadn't seen other films, I would have been like, yeah, that's a deserving performance. But I also think Leslie Odom Jr. and Paul Raci were also deserving. But Nick, when you go through that category, what were your thoughts?
I haven't seen Sound of Metal just yet. Don't worry. This summer, I'm finally. Don't worry. This summer, I'm planning to get to it. So I can't say anything about Raci. As for Kaluuya and Odom Jr., I kind of do have similar thoughts. Just of the two I've seen, I would have put Odom Jr. a little higher. I think. I don't know. Like I think you posed a good point that like Kaluuya, like he was low-key he was as much of a protagonist as Lakeith was. So, like he had so much more time and so much more just writing to work with. I think what I loved so much about Yoon Jung's role is that Steven Yeun was still like, and his kids were still at like the forefront of the film. She was really like a supporting secondary character, but she still made so much of it. Well, Kaluuya did like he was as much of a protagonist as Lakeith was, and I don't know, just for me, I think Odom Jr. just succeeded in pulling off a lot more charm and like energy, and I think it also helps that he's a great singer. But like you said, I'm not mad at it. I mean, Daniel Kaluuya is an amazing actor, and everyone knows it. But like at least now they can put on like trailers, Academy Award winner Daniel Kaluuya, like that just has a great ring to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's just really cool, and it's just so funny to think like for him specifically that like 4 years ago at this point that we were like, wow, this guy from Get Out is so cool. I wonder what his career is going to be. And now here 4 years later, he's getting his Oscar win, and like again, similar case to like Buckle Up. Like I'm so glad like here we are, like your career still kind of out of the gate, still starting, and like now you have this designation to put to it. That's just awesome. So would have preferred Odom Jr., but I'm like you said, I'm not mad at it. Like it was still a great performance all around.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say on this category is like, Keith Stanfield, I love him. I love that he's nominated.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a great actor in every film and never gets recognized.
Yeah.
He's not a supporting actor. He's a lead actor. He's in the wrong category.
He's in the wrong category. And like, even if they were willing to put him up for lead, I still think, I mean, I guess Oldman, you would have taken out Oldman, or Linda would have replaced Oldman. That's the perfect world we would have lived in. So like he wouldn't even have broken into lead actor, in my opinion. So it's like his supporting nominations just feels like so weird, because it's like, I'm so glad you're Academy Award nominated, but not for this in this way. If that
exactly.
Sense.
Yeah.
One day, yeah. If Bakalov was getting all these roles, then hopefully, he already has so much momentum going. Like one day we'll be looking back and being like, oh, finally he got it for the right reasons, right role.
Yeah. More people need to realize that Lakeith Stanfield is a star.
Yeah.
And they're just not utilizing him as such.
Right.
But I still think the little kid from Minari should have been nominated. That dude was like
great.
So good, so funny. The heart If you get it, you get it, of the movie.
Yeah.
In The Beating Soul. I think he was really amazing. I don't really want to touch on Best Actor other than, Anthony Hopkins won.
Go watch our other
Boseman
video. Go watch our other
didn't.
video.
Go watch our other video. I won't go on my 2 million minute tirade of how Delroy Lindo should have been nominated and should have won. I'll save that for another day for you guys.
I got you.
But with that, that wraps up this video. Let me know who you guys think should have won in these categories. Did the right person win? Should someone else have gotten nominated? And even go crazy. Who do you think's gonna win the Oscar next year? For what film? Let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. See you next time.
Peace out.